In a galaxy far, far away, in the midst of a war between the Galactic Empire and the rebels, an important event takes place on the planet Tatooine. Princess Leia Organa, one of the key figures of the Rebel Alliance, is captured by the Empire. She keeps secret important plans that could help the rebels in their fight against the sinister Darth Vader and his army of stormtroopers. Leia, knowing that her time is running out, sends the droid R2-D2 with the secret information in hopes that the rebels can rescue her. Along with him goes droid C-3PO, who continually expresses his fears and concerns. The droids land on Tatooine, where they encounter the dangers of the desert and the locals. At this time, the planet is home to a young Luke Skywalker, who dreams of adventure and freedom. He works on the farm of his uncle and aunt, who want him to stay and help them. One day when Luke comes home, he finds R2-D2 and decides he will help the drone find its master. He finds an old recording of Princess Leia asking for help. Luke, awed by her beauty and determination, decides to go in search of Obi-Wan Kenobi, his old family friend. Luke finds Obi-Wan in a secluded cabin. Obi-Wan, who turns out to be the last of the Jedi, tells Luke about the Force and about his father, who was a Jedi Knight. Luke begins to realize that his destiny is tied to this great struggle. Obi-Wan decides to help Luke rescue the princess, and they set off in a spaceship that belongs to Obi-Wan. They encounter difficulties along the way, but together they overcome them. When they arrive on the Death Star, the Empire's giant warship, Obi-Wan and Luke proceed with caution. They quickly realize that time is running out. Meanwhile, Princess Leia is being held captive, being interrogated. She shows incredible courage and determination, defying threats. Her courage inspires those around her. Meanwhile, Luke and Obi-Wan infiltrate the Death Star, disguised in stormtrooper uniforms. Luke feels fear and excitement, but Obi-Wan assures him that they must stay focused. During their mission, they encounter stormtroopers, and through ingenuity, they manage to avoid a collision. However, they realize that their plan is not as simple as it seemed. When they find Princess Leia, her wisdom and willpower amaze Luke. She instantly realizes that they have come to rescue her. But their escape is complicated when Darth Vader and his forces discover them. In an attempt to save the princess, Obi-Wan sacrifices himself by fighting Vader. This scene evokes a powerful flood of emotions in Luke as he feels grief and anger, but also determination. Escaping on a ship, Luke, Leia, and Han Solo, a desperate pilot with a good sense of humor who joins them, head to the rebel base. Han Solo and Chewbacca, his loyal friend and sidekick, become an important part of the team. Han proves to be selfish, but he has his own reason for fighting against the Empire, and he becomes a key character in Luke and Leia's fate.at the rebel base. Planning for an attack on the Death Star takes place. Luke begins to realize that this is his chance to prove himself and do something meaningful. He prepares for battle and gathers with his comrades, each with their own fears and hopes. One night before the attack, Luke remembers his family and realizes that he is ready to fight for freedom. He feels a connection to Obi-Wan and the other Jedi, and it gives him strength. The day of battle arrives. The rebels gather in their fighters and Luke takes part in the attack. At first he feels fear, but over time he gains confidence. During the battle, he encounters stormtroopers and uses his skills to dodge the attacks. There is chaos going on all around him, but he is focused on his goal. As Luke and his team approach the Death Star, they realize that maximum concentration is required to destroy this powerful weapon. Luke receives instructions from Rebel Command, and they launch an attack. He realizes that this is his moment, the moment when he can change the course of the war. He hears Obi-Wan's voice urging him to trust in the Force. In the final battle, Luke decides to rely on his intuition rather than the technical systems of the ship. He closes his eyes and follows the inner voice that leads him to his goal. In that moment, he realizes that he has a power he was previously unaware of. Trying to keep calm, he launches torpedoes and they end up destroying the Death Star. After the successful attack, the rebels gather at the base, where they are greeted with joyous shouts and congratulations. Luke feels not only like a hero, but part of something bigger. He has become a true Jedi, ready for new challenges. In that moment, he realizes that his life will change forever. Princess Leia, Han Solo and the rest of the team become true friends and companions for him in the fight for freedom. At the end of the movie, Luke, Leia, and Han celebrate their victory. They realize that this is only the beginning, and new challenges are ahead of them. But now they are together, and that gives them strength. From now on, their journey will be full of adventure, courage, and hope. Luke finds faith in himself and his friends, realizing that the fight for justice will never end. From this moment on, he is ready to take responsibility and become a true Jedi Knight like his father before him.